Hello, in this CSS crash course video, we're going to be looking at shorthand properties. And shorthand properties are literally just what they say on the tin. It's properties that you can use shorthand. We're going to be looking at margin, border, and font, but there are other shorthand properties as well. So the first thing we're going to do is actually in index files, we're going to go into disable this. There's no particular reason, it's just a styling that we're going to be using. It's sort of going to be conflicting with in terms of the look, so best if we just leave this as it is. So first of all, we're just going to do the HTML side. We're going to create a div, and this is going to have an ID of div1. Copy and paste that. Copy and paste it again and again and again. So I got 5 instances of it. Change the ID to div2. So you can see where I'm going with this. div3, div4, and then div5. And then inside the first one, put some random text. And what I'm going to do is do the same with here. And the same with the last one as well. So let's just indent this, save that. Did I save it? Not save it. Refresh. And as you can see, we got 5 lines of text and they all look the same. So now let's go into our CSS file. Let's put a hash div1. This is affecting the first line of text. We're going to put margin dash top colon 190 pixels, margin dash bottom 100 pixels. I'll put this one over here. Margin dash right 5 pixels. Margin dash left 600 pixels. So now let's do div 2. Actually, before we do this, save that, refresh. As you can see, we now have this right here. This is quite a lot to do. So there is a shorthand property. So if you were to just do margin colon, if I were to just put one value, 100 pixels, this applies 100 pixels to the left, to the right, to the bottom, and to the top. That's fine. You might want even padding or margins. Sorry, we're doing margin, but it applies for padding as well. But you may not. You may want 4 different sets of padding. To do that, if you put 190 pixels, so this first value affects the top value. It's basically in this exact order. That's the reason I wrote it in this order, so you can just read it and see. The next value affects the right margin. Next value affects the bottom margin, and then the final value affects the left margin. So if I save that, refresh, it looks exactly the same. And the reason is because it is now using the exact same styling but using a shorthand property. Let me show you another shorthand way of doing this. So if I were to just delete this for a second, if I put margin colon 70 pixels 45 pixels, save that, refresh. As you can see, it's applied some margin. The first value applies 50 pixels to the top and to the bottom. Then the second one applies it to the right and to the left at 45 pixels. So that's a great way of affecting 2 different pairs. So if you know the bottom and the top is going to be the same and the left and the right are going to be the same, this is a shorter way of doing it than just doing it like this. I'm just going to switch it back to the way it was. The next one we're going to be looking at is hash div 3, and for this we're going to be looking at border properties. So I'm going to put border dash width. This is what we've usually done in borders. Put something like 5 pixels for the width. For the color, put something like border color blue, and then we put something like border dash style. And for this we'll put something like dotted, semicolon, save that, refresh. We've got this result here. As I think you can guess, there is a shorthand way of doing this. If you put div4, if you put something like border colon 5 pixels, so this affects the width, then the color, and then the style. So save that, refresh. You know what, if I go into my index file, in between these two, I'm going to put a break line just so I can see that they are exactly the same. But this one uses the shorthand property. Once you get the hang of shorthand properties, you'll be using them a lot because they do save you a lot of time. So the final one we're going to be looking at is div 5. For this, we're going to put font. Now, font dash style or font dash weight or font dash size or anything like that, we're just going to simply put font colon italic. So we're setting the actual sort of style of our font now. Then we're going to set the weight, the size, and then the font family. We've all done it in one line. You'll probably commonly see it like this when you get source code off the internet and just other tutorials in general. So that's basically what it's saying. Save that, refresh, and as you can see, it has now modified it using one single shorthand property. So that's it, shorthand properties. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on my education platform, sonarlearning.co.uk. There will be a link attached to this video as a resource which will take you to all the source code from this series. If you liked the video, please let us know. If you didn't, please let us know as well so we can improve it for next time. And as usual, thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day.